CollectAWrestlePalooza, CollectAWrestlePalooza.
Hello, wrestling fans and sports collectors. This is Tom from CollectAWrestlePalooza. Today I'm counting down the top 5 prices paid for WWF LJN Bendies action figures at eBay auction for the last few months. If you watch my channel, you know I stick to eBay auctions as I feel that is the best indication of the true market for these collectibles. LJN released the Bendies action figures in the mid-1980s after the 8-inch Wrestling Superstars rubber figures were deemed a huge success. The Bendies mostly depict the same wrestlers as the 8-inch line, but are much smaller and more posable. In addition, they had wire in their arms and legs that allowed the figures to somewhat hold their poses. In fact, the Bendies are what the LJN 8-inch figures were supposed to be. Story goes that the 8-inch versions were for illustration purposes only, so that executives could easily see what the figure molds would look like, but the decision makers loved them so much in that size that LJN was forced to release the line as the 8-inch prototypes. However, at a later date, they also released the Bendies as originally intended. Coming in at number 5 is a 1985 mint-on card Nikolai Volkoff, which sold at auction for $56. As you can see, these figures are affordable. Where else can collectors get officially licensed WWF action figures mint-on card from the mid-80s for around $50? And Nikolai Volkoff is a WWE Hall of Famer, elected to that honor in 2005. The Russian heel was a staple in the 1980s, wrestling with the Iron Shiek and also tagging with other Russian heels like Boris Zukov in the Bolsheviks, before briefly turning babyface in the early 1990s. Coming in at number 4 is a Raw figure, Bobby the Brain Heenan, which sold for $69. As you can see from the pictures, the figure is in great condition, but it's Raw. Bobby Heenan is a rare figure from the Bendies line. You don't see many of them, and when you do find them, they are rarely in good condition. Thumbs get dislocated or bitten off, and the sweater ornamentation is easy to rub off the figure. I'm not sure why Bobby Heenan's Bendy is more rare, but it does command a premium. Coming in at number 3 is a mint-on card Roddy Piper, which sold at eBay auction for $80. Notice the card back of the Rowdy Piper is different than the card back for Nikolai at number 5. I'm not sure why there are 2 designs for the card back. In fact, I've seen the belt buckle card back on the Roddy figure. I think the belt buckle design is the variant, as there is a giveaway advertised on that card back. Customers could send in proofs of purchase in exchange for a belt buckle, which I've always found to be funny since these action figures are supposed to be for kids. Coming in at number 2 is a 1985 mint-on card Iron Chic, which also sold for $80. This is one of my favorite WWF LJN Bendies figures because it looks just like the 8-inch version, just smaller. That is the spirit of the Bendies, and the Iron Chic figure pulls it off perfectly. He has his tiny mustache, his small pointy boots, and his tights are adorned with the Middle East pattern and the word Iran on the side. Coming in at number 1 is a special figure. This is a 1986 Hulk Hogan motorcycle prototype. They never released these motorcycles, thankfully, as to be honest, they make no sense, but a few of the models are still in circulation and passed around amongst collectors. You can see from the ad that Hogan was going to ride a silver and chrome cycle. A few other figures had vehicles as well, including Rowdy Piper and Junkyard Dog. The motorcycle that sold is blue. I don't know if this is further along in development or before the silver version. The silver and blue motorcycles look almost the same except for the body color. I actually prefer the blue, to be honest. Do you agree? Leave comments and let us know. Thank you for watching. This is CollectAWrestlePalooza. What do you think of this list? Do you have any fun facts about the unreleased prototype motorcycles or stories about collecting these figs? Let us know. And as always, be good to each other and happy collecting.
CollectAWrestlePalooza, CollectAWrestlePalooza.